This Saturday, Bellator 238 kicks off the Bellator 2020 campaign, and the main event is an absolute banger. The Bellator women's featherweight title is on the line. Julia Budd meeting somebody you might be familiar with, Cris Cyborg. And listen, I mean, Cris Cyborg, one of the biggest stars in the sport, obviously a devastating destruction KO artist, but Julia Budd, legitimate, and I think this is exciting. What a way to kick off Cris Cyborg's move over here to the Bellator weight class.
It's a really fun matchup, you know. It's one that, you know, it could have happened a long time ago when you look back at Strikeforce. Of course, Amanda Nunes was able to beat Julia Budd, and in that matchup, of course, the commentator Mauro Ranallo portended a future matchup with Cris Cyborg. We know how that went, but now Cyborg has rebounded from that. She's in Bellator. She's going for some more gold, and I'm really excited because Julia Budd, you know, her Muay Thai record, John, now matches her MMA record at 10-2, and she hasn't lost since she suffered a defeat to, of course, Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, Amanda Nunes, not too shabby for your only two losses, especially when they were, you know, upwards of 8 or 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, well, let's talk about the breakdown, because there was a time when Cris Cyborg was so dominant that it almost felt like when we started breaking down matchups, it was just like, when is this going to end? How long is it going to last? That sort of thing. Right now, you know, we've seen her lose. We see the, okay, wait a minute, you know, she can be beaten. A little bit of that aura of invincibility is off a little bit, but as you said, Julia Budd, I mean, if you're a casual and you haven't seen a lot of her fight, I mean, she is legitimate, all right? So this is, I think, a very good matchup. How did you break this one down, and which way did you ultimately lean?
I think it is a very good matchup. I don't think Budd gets enough credit, first of all. So you have a star like Cyborg coming in. I think this is a great move on Bellator to really see some solid standings in 145. We complain about not a great sample size. This is a great sample size of fighters. However, I am going to lean towards Cyborg, and even though both ladies can show they can get you out from the clinch, they can get you outstanding on the ground even. Julia Budd's underrated there. Don't forget, she's not just a Muay Thai fighter. However, she's a bit more of a lower paced fighter, and we've seen Cyborg be able to kind of cruise in matchups like that. Add in the fact that both women aren't afraid to fight in the clinch. I feel like we could see maybe a more of a prolonged battle, like Cyborg's win over Holly Holm. In fact, I said win because that's my pick, John. I'm actually going to go with Cyborg here. By decision, and of course, you know, you can go check out the details on why I think it might be by decision instead of by inside the distance, like most people might think, John, and that'll be on MMAJunkie.com on my breakdown there.
Yeah, all the way to the final bell. That's intriguing. You'll definitely want to read those details on MMA Junkie. And listen, like I said, it's a great way to kick off Cyborg's run in the women's featherweight division. I know that, you know, sometimes there's some complaints about depth, but I think Bellator has actually done a pretty good job of developing a weight class. I think there's going to be some intriguing matchups for her, win or lose, moving forward. Either way, keep it locked to MMA Junkie. We'll have you covered from Inglewood, California.